Hi, Alex from Modern Ukraine Dating. Happy Christmas. And today I want to talk about 2022 and the future in international dating for the guy who are aiming Slavic countries like Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia. Now we need to take in account that we are under pandemy and it's still going on and nobody doesn't know what will happen next because there are different variants. So today the strategy is to take in account this coronavirus and all the variants you couldn't ignore. So for everyone who has postponed any appointment this new year, Happy New Year soon coming, is the time to make your mind and to take the right decision for your future and whatever you want to do. Now you should schedule and plan something for the next months, absolutely. And probably for March or for April, because now there is a fifth wave and we don't know exactly what will be the rules across border. It's changing almost every week. I cannot be a magician and tell you what will happen next. But my experience, because I went 4 times in Ukraine, 1 time in Poland, last 2 years during the coronavirus pandemic. So to tell you basically that in Ukraine it's an open country, open space, and even when the coronavirus is striking highly this country, you still can go, and there are not a lot of regulation, so you are basically free to do whatever you want most of the time. It means that you can go out if you are wearing some mask in the mall, in the transport, and also in the restaurant and bar. In the heaviest moment when this is like a red zone, but those red zones are defined by the Ukrainian government depending of the region. Region in Russian it's oblast. An oblast is generally not a area, and they know what is the level of virus depending on the oblast. About Russia, I know for certainty it's a more closed space considering the virus, but you can go, but you have this problem of visa. You don't have this problem of visa in Ukraine. However, the basic for all those countries nowadays in the world, and not even the former Soviet Union, is to be vaccinated. I think that clearly you couldn't avoid to be vaccinated. This is as a golden passport. The first things you need to do to have a passport and to be vaccinated. So 2 shots, third shots now for most people, and to do it again and again when necessary. When you are vaccinated in Ukraine, it's quite simple. You have to prove that you have the documents. So in English, it's enough. Me, I have translated with a certified translator my documents to be absolutely sure and have absolutely no problem. There is a second problem you have to deal with, and we need to be serious about this. And especially more aged you are, more problem you could have with the desires and the coronavirus. What it means? It means that the medical question, the medical stack, and the stack is, of course, your health, and nobody can guarantee you that with the vaccine you will be safe from the virus. Nobody knows. Of course, we are adults, and when I go there, I accept the risk that I could be sick. That's a fact. It could be complicated when you are in such country with a medical condition. If you need to have hospitalization and you are suffering from a heavy form of the desires. Now, for certainty, in Ukraine, you should apply an insurance that is mandatory to get through the custom. You have to pay for this. It's minimum money, it's almost nothing. But I have absolutely no trust in this insurance because I'm reading from time to time what is inside their conditions of reimbursement they give you. It's almost nothing. Practically, If they don't want to pay you, it will be very difficult to get back this money. And at this moment, the problem is not money, but to be sure to have the necessary and the right health care. One of the questions is, in my opinion, you should have an American, Australian, Canadian or European insurance very serious to pay for, and so you could be, if necessary, if your condition is very severe, to be extracted by a medical team, special plane, and to get back to your country where you can achieve the utmost, the ultimate health care, because of course you probably will have a better health care, and there will be better medical units in your country and your family and your friends. I personally would advise you to do what is necessary. Of course, it will come to a price, but I think now you will have done the maximum when you will go there. Depending on the country and the condition of the coronavirus evolution in the wave, you maybe need a PCR test additionally to your vaccination. Now, why you should in 2022 go to those from the Soviet Union? Because if you are watching this channel, it's likely that you are already interested in former Soviet Union women. That was not an hazard, and now you need to take action. In my opinion, you have a significant advantage to move on because simply the level of foreigners who are coming is maximum 30% of what it was 2 years ago. In Ukraine today, you have some foreigners, most of the time some expats, some people who have short or mid-term mission because they are helping Ukraine with a governmental or non-governmental organization. That's a fact. And there are plenty of women who are ready to meet foreigners for different reasons that I don't want to detail here. This is not the topic. Like always, you should go in the country. You would think, okay, I will invite the lady to come in my country. It will be more comfortable for me and so on. I take no risk and no. I would advise to not do such a thing. The reason is basically that you need to watch another video I did about this, and I will put you the link. And so I don't want to re-explain all of this, but you really need to go in Ukraine for the first meeting. And also you take, by inviting, you take a lot of risk with the scammer, because they can easily ask you some money, or you can easily lose your money if you book everything, the hotel, the plane and everything like this on the behalf of the woman, because she can easily change her mind. And I would say most of the serious women in Ukraine will not fly to meet a stranger, even if they have spent few weeks or few months with you on internet. The flight tickets in average are more expensive than usual, and the problem is if you buy them too much in advance, because of course it will be cheaper, you take the risk to postpone or to lose some money, because there could be some regulation every time due to the adjustment that the government are making depending on the coronavirus environment. That's a fact. I think that the good time to buy the tickets, it's between 1 week and 10 days. Before, I was buying 1 month in advance, because I think that was the best bang for the best buck. So I minimize my risk. And of course, it's more expensive than usual. But the question also is, how long could you go? For you, most of the time, it will be not a problem, because you will buy your flight for 1 or 2 weeks. Most of the guy will go for this time. Now, if you go 1 month, you wouldn't take the risk to be stuck in the country, because you cannot get out, you cannot cross border. But finally, I could tell you that between Ukraine and France, I had never no problem, because every citizen can return in his country every time. And of course, if the country where you want to come in is having complete ban of any foreigner, there is no way to come to this country. So I think it has applied to Russia. And of course, when the border is closed, even if you have bought your ticket, you are screwed up. There is nothing you can do and just postpone your flight. But normally, the companies should reimburse you, or at least they should propose you another schedule in the future. It will be a little more complicated if you have some connecting flights that don't belong to the same company. That could be a little problem, and especially if those connecting flights unfortunately belongs to some local companies. That could be a loss. So here this is a place where people like to come with the children, and also here you can find some women, it's very popular in Ukraine, to come here and to take some photos, so they will have some beautiful clothes. So you will believe that it is for marriage. In fact, it's just for the personal use. And women very much like to pose. So now, right now, you see a woman who is taking some shots of her daughter. Okay, she is not dressed, it's just natural and a very usual photo. But some women come here with full makeup and very well dressed, just to be shouted. And this is one of the spots of the city. So if you are a young child, a young guy, you can come here. You could cause some interesting sect to open.